Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Campfire Stories. It's been a while, um, so I don't blame you whatsoever if you've, it's been a very long time since we've done Loose Ends, because we've been doing some other stuff. We've been doing Curse of Strahd, and we've also been doing our very brand new campaign, Waterdeep Dragon Heist, hosted by our very own Caitlin. The first 3 episodes of which are on the YouTube channel now, so check them out because it's been a lot of fun. And no idea how we haven't been arrested yet, but it is what it is. Gonna cut a little bit of your video off so that I don't get that stupid fucking line every time you guys speak. But I normally don't do kind of like recaps, but we're gonna do a recap because it's been a while. In the last episode, you guys had just recently come out of the Dreadnought Caverns in Strike Guy City. Went back to the House of the Armory with his tools, which he managed to open. And as he promised, he's going to be your sponsor for when the Strike Geist tournament comes back to fruition, of which you guys did meet the Mouthpiece, who is the coordinator, the brand ambassador, the everything that comes to making the tournament. But before that, some interesting dreams were had. We had some interesting continuations of Arlo's dreams, as well as a dream that Ellie had that felt a little bit too real, where she was summoned as a champion of the gods to help fight against this sort of demonic army. And looking for answers of where, like, anybody that is holy or has any sort of attachment to the gods, you were pointed in the direction of Rosemund's Coven. A group of vampires that hang out around the Devil's Dozen Tavern. And although Sybil tried to get past them with a bit of a disguised self, you cannot, in the words of Katya, out-glamour a vampire. It was worth a try, but giving away a little bit too much information about one of you being summoned using one of these summon spells, the vampires got very interested in who you are, what you are, and why you're here. And they wanted to have a bit of a conversation with you guys, which you guys weren't exactly up for. And so, what could have resulted in a bar fight against, let's be honest, creatures you really don't want to have a bar fight with, actually turned out quite well, as Katya stops the long-haired, the very long platinum white-haired vampire that she calls Dekai from escalating things any further. Getting back to the Armory's house, a couple of you start noticing the gate at the top of the city that leads to the second level start to spark with energy. And shadowy figures being released in hordes, making their way down almost like an avalanche of darkness. And it was only when you guys got the got the glance of weird abyssal demonic figures that you all decided to, rightfully so, book it for the armory's place. 2 of you, a lot faster than the others, casting Expeditious Retreat on yourselves. And with you 2 going a lot faster, it was you 2 that reached the alleyway first that the vampires were sitting in and were being lightning lured into. And, oh, balls. What happened? Oh, hold on, not yet. Not yet. Sorry. I'm just going to do that for now. Is that, unfortunately, it messes with things a little bit, but I think I can save it. So don't leave the call. I think everything has frozen. Caitlin's moving. I apologize, guys. We're doing this live. But I don't see Danny or Alexa moving.
I can still see and hear you.
We won't even know if Josh is moving. He's just a lizard.
He is just a lizard. I'm also not moving. So... Oh.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. Okay, fixed me.
I wish I could do that.
No, that's an image file. No, you're good. Don't worry. I can fix this.
Alright, Alexa's good now.
Oh, was I not?
You were also frozen.
Let it go.
Let it
Clicking
go.
on the wrong thing. Wham. Okay. Oh. I have to
Whoa, I'm so big.
fix things again. Okay. We should be good. We should be good.
I'm not centered.
I-
Oh, now I am. It had to load.
You have to find inner balance in yourself, Danny.
So yes, these 3 vampires have Ellie and Sybil cornered in an alleyway.
It's an alleyway.
Very much, letting you guys know that they were disrespected. They did not take very kindly to that. You guys continued to mouth off to them, and therefore Katya made an example out of Sybil, cracking her head against the wall and throwing her to the ground. As she says, now, about that conversation. But we're actually not going to pick up with you guys just yet. We're going to pick up with the 2 people who cannot retreat expeditiously.
I'll go grab dinner real fast.
And, therefore, are trying their hardest to outrun this horde of demons that are coming in. I will say you guys are about 90 feet back from where they were. Go ahead, both of you, and give me a perception check to start this off.
Oh boy.
Oh golly gee.
That is a 12 minus 3 for a 9.
Pretty good. 19.
19. Arlo, you are focused on, like, you are basically looking back and focusing on whether or not these things are getting closer to you. And I can tell you with even a 9, they are starting to gain on you.
All right.
Sade, you are checking full 12 o'clock. You're looking forward. And you do notice Sybil and Ellie being pulled, like, yanked into a side alley.
Oh, wonderful.
Do you two have any sort of ability to alter your speed?
Nope.
You guys are just going with running?
I think so. I don't think I got anything fun.
Well, I'm pretty sure for action surge, you can only use attacks for it.
No, you
So,
can
yeah,
do anything that you can do with an action.
Well, I will action surge and dash them.
Okay.
Oh, great. Thanks. You're leaving me.
So,
I mean, I could have tripped you, and I chose not to. Just always remember that.
hey, in the horror movies, you only got to be hit faster than the slowest person. Okay, so, Arlo, you kind of dig deep into that, like, that athletic strength that you have, and just start, like, full bounding. You're only able to kind of get that spurt in you once, but it is enough to get up to the alley. Sade, do you, by the way, explain that you saw this to Arlo, who is lapping you currently?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, go that way.
And as soon as she says that, I'm going to just, as I'm full sprinting, just turn and look and see if I see anything down that alleyway.
Oh, yeah, 100%. As soon as you kind of crest that alleyway, you don't have dark vision. Because there's only one of you that has dark vision, and she is knocked the fuck out.
Okay, cool. So I see nothing, essentially.
You can probably, with the amount of light that is going on, because it is just starting to get to nighttime around you, you can see Ellie, and you know that there are other beings in front of you. That is about all you can see.
I'm going to start moving towards Ellie, assuming someone pulled her to safety would be my first thought. Everything all right over here? You probably need to get off the fucking streets, like, right now.
I'm a bit occupied right now.
And you can hear a voice, by the way, from beyond the shadows, Arlo, that says, "Oh, good. The rest of you have shown up."
I recognize this
You
person,
do
I'm
recognize
assuming.
this voice.
What?
Of the...
I'm going to immediately just slow in my tracks and stop where I'm at and look back to see if Sade is running, like, rounding the corner.
Sade, you are going to get there, but I am going to need a dexterity saving throw from you, please. As you do get within range of one of their attacks.
They know.
I was also wondering if I could possibly cast protection from good and evil. That's not how that spell said, but that's okay.
Protection from evil and good, I'm pretty
That
sure
would.
is actually the spell. Yeah, so you can. That would take an action, which would slow you down. Because you would not be using your action to dash.
You know what? I think he would have done that.
Okay. So you are about 60 feet now from the alleyway. You have protection from good and evil on you, so even though this is totally not how the spell works, go ahead and give me that dex save with advantage then.
Oh, okay. Wow. Fuck me. 12. 4.
12 is not going to do it. But again, so these guys don't hit for a lot, but the dex save is... Okay, so you're going to take 6 points of poison damage.
Ouch. Poison!
Yes, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from you as well. This is admittedly a lower DC.
Two.
Oh,
Sorry, 4.
4! That's like double what that was.
So much better, right?
It's so, honestly, incrementally better. You are poisoned.
Fuck.
So you will be making any attack rolls or ability checks with disadvantage. That being said, you can still run and dash and make it into the alleyway.
Yep, I guess I'm going in there because she has no idea what the fuck is over there.
What does your protection look like, by the way?
That's a wonderful question. I feel like she would just kind of like be like, "Oh my god, something, please help here." Like, what? Like, I don't know what to do. And then, would it be like a force field type of thing? I don't know what this spell super looks like.
That's why I asked kind of how the flavor of it is up to you.
Yes. It would kind of be like a green, like a foresty green force field that kind of just pulses from her chest and then goes throughout the body.
There is kind of that like almost heartbeat-esque, like, as this pulses from you, and you can see some of the creatures kind of recoil back, and one of them like shoots you with a poison spine from far away, which does manage to land, and you can hear a voice. It's very faint, and doesn't sound like it's anybody like near you, but you can almost hear somebody be like, "Demons, I have dealt with this, I guess."
Does it sound familiar?
It does. It does sound very familiar, as if you've talked with this person very recently.
Cool.
And you do kind of manage to round the corner as these things come absolutely flying by. The momentum of their run means that they're not going into alleys, because no one's going to take the chance to, like, stop and turn and get trampled by the rest of them. And you make it into this alleyway. You can very clearly see Arlo. You can just make out the details of Ellie, and there are beings behind them that you can see are, like, moving within the shadow, but you can't get a good look on them. So, did you all enjoy our little display?
All of this shit was your doing.
You guys have made yourselves quite difficult to get an audience with, apparently.
Audience with us?
Well, we said we wanted to have a conversation. Well, sorry. Don't believe you were there.
Yeah, who are you?
Are you... Huh. Interesting. And so I suppose you are in a more conversational mood?
Hold on. So you know me, but I don't know you apparently. Could we clear this up?
I don't remember you being in the bar earlier today.
No.
We had a bit of a chat with them and left a bit sooner than they wanted.
That is certainly one way to put it, yes.
Why? So you guys walked out on?
No, we said we were going,
Oh.
but they didn't want us to.
If I remember correctly, you were trying to force your will upon these two girls and make them have a conversation after they had said no. That's when I kindly stepped between you and we fucking left. As it should have been ended there instead of summoning a horde of fucking demons on the city.
Yeah, that doesn't seem so nice.
It doesn't seem very nice, does it?
Was there a reason that you had to have a conversation with us?
There was, actually. Your friends mentioned some very interesting things that are prevalent to our interests. That they were looking for information about holy people or people with a magical connection to gods.
Ellie did put her hand up. It's not just me.
Yes, you in the back of the class.
Yeah, can I heal her? Or is she just... Did you not want to have a chat with her too? She's just kind of...
Yeah, in the meantime, Sybil, can I get a death saving throw from you, please?
Fuck.
Can I please heal my friend?
Absolutely. Uno momento.
5?
Amazing.
5.
Beautiful.
We're off to a great
Can I
start.
heal my friend?
Will you agree to a conversation with us in a more, shall we say, hospitable location?
I feel like if we agree to a conversation, I think that partly entails not getting physical.
How about this? I feel like we don't have a choice, so we'll just say yes. You don't try to charm us. You let me bring my friend here back from death.
We have an agreement.
Alright, I'm gonna cure wounds, Sybil.
What a fucking agreement it is. I fucking hate this place.
Yeah, me too. You get back 6 health. Oh, 10 health.
I can't fucking see straight right now. I'm pretty sure I have a severe concussion. I'm just gonna try to stand up and really lean against the wall and spit blood and not say a word right now. I know what we're at.
You spit blood onto the wall.
Why'd you do that?
And you're the only one who can see details.
Mm-hmm.
Katya and Dakai, the ones that you were talking with earlier, do not seem to be affected. I mean, like, they notice it, right? Because it's blood. They don't seem to react, right? Because there was an agreement made to not harm. There is one other guy in the back that was sitting at the table with them. Kind of short, black, spiky hair, a little, like, mid-2000s emo look. His eyes kind of widen a little bit looking at the blood. And you can see that he kind of steps forward. Dakai's hand comes out and touches his chest. This guy does not move. It looks like he's trying to move forward. And
Just watch.
Dakai is just one hand holding this guy back. And he just kind of looks at you and goes, I would recommend that you keep that inside of your body.
Yeah, that would have been preferable, indeed.
Katya just kind of smiles at the lot of you. She goes, I agree that maybe bars and alleyways are not the greatest location to have hospitable conversation. If you would follow me, I think there's someone who would be very interested in learning about you, and may even have some answers that you seek.
What's their name?
How much do you know about our coven?
Personally, I know jack shit.
You remember that it's called Rosemund's Coven.
Are we going? I know your coven's name. Are we meeting your coven leader?
You see actually Dekai steps forward as you say that. And he says, "You will be honored enough to be in the presence of our leader. She is fair, she is strong, and she is wise. And you will do well to respect her."
Respect goes both ways. As long as they respect us, we'll respect them.
You will be in her house, and you will respect her first.
As long as the agreement with the no physical harm or mental harm stands here, I think we'll happily. Well,
We don't have much of a choice either way, so it doesn't really fucking matter, does it?
Suppose not. Follow us.
Kira, of clarification.
Yes.
The Devil's Dozen is not the same as Coven.
Is not the same as the Coven. The Devil's Dozen is the name of the bar.
Ah, thank you. Okay, that makes
The Rosemund's Coven is a very highly respected and very, very old vampire coven that the Armory told you about, that in the past, when the Strikegeist tournament used to be a thing, they only produced finalists or champions.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That is how powerful these guys are.
Yeah, but I'm a level 3 artificer. Come at me, bro.
Watch out, everyone.
I'm a level 3 artificer with only 3 of my 4 integral limbs. Fuck with me. If you splash enough water on me and one of my arms doesn't work.
Yeah.
What a fucking threat.
Hey man,
The power.
I'm looking forward to the part where you guys have to swim through something. The one time that there was swimming, it wasn't Ellie that did it. So be happy about that.
I've thought about that before.
Yeah, because you're either doing the one-arm breaststroke or that thing is destroyed.
I didn't make it waterproof.
So it is about an hour's walk outside of Strikegeist City. The vampires are going at a brisk pace. You could tell that they could probably go faster if it was just them, but they are waiting up for you. Is there anything that you wish to discuss? Or is this like a... Is this like a travel in silence kind of thing?
Can I, while walking, use a healer's kit on Sybil?
Yeah, 100%.
That's a lot of fucking practice.
Yeah, so you don't have the healer's feet, right?
I don't have the healer's feet, but I've got a healer's kit.
Which is a D6, I believe?
Uno momento, por favor.
Because I know you can use a healer's kit to stabilize.
Oh, yeah, fuck. I'm thinking of the feet. Never mind.
Yeah, healer's kit plus healer's feet
Sorry.
equals,
It's fine.
healing potions costing you, 10 silver.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Don't mind me.
But we can say for fluff-based reasons that you're kind of, bandaging up Sybil, because they took a pretty, direct blow to the head. So even though they are healed and they are alive...
I'm, just wiping the blood.
They've probably seen better days.
Can I catch all their names?
Katya, Dekai.
Katya
The
and
other
Dekai. The third guy has not been named yet, but you do kind of catch the name as you're walking, because Dekai is trying to kind of calm him down. His name is Zariah.
Thank
You
you.
spell that for me, babe.
Zoriah.
Zed.
For the record,
Yes.
I just wanted information more than anything. May have taken things a bit too far, and that's on me, so my bad.
Well, I hope we
No,
all learned something very important here.
I
That you
think it
just
was
don't
also
go
me
telling
running my mouth.
every fucking thing you know to strangers immediately because you don't know their
Excuse me?
connections.
We didn't.
I gave
made
hypotheticals, and I think they figured it out that they weren't hypotheticals.
Okay, I didn't.
And when you're in hell, maybe don't fucking mention gods.
Technically, aren't there gods down here, though?
I think you're looking for the word devils.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear like a very playful.
I think they can hear us.
You hear a very playful Katya kind of yell back, like, "No, there are gods as well. Yeah, no, several.
They're betrayer gods.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But I mean, really depends on whichever side you're on. They probably wouldn't be considered betrayers down here.
I mean, they did betray people, so that's not. I wouldn't call them that if you ever get the chance to meet them, but it's not inaccurate. Although I do
individually.
agree with the angry big guy that if you have the information that you have, keep most of that close to the chest if you can. You'll avoid situations like these.
It's this common thing where you learn if you can trust someone first or not.
I say in the back of everyone's head individually, fuck these dudes.
I nod.
Nod.
And you just like, it almost looks like Katya's waiting for a response, and she's like, magic. Damn it. Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair.
No one can to me, but I can still talk my shit in your head and you have to listen to it.
We nodded.
Yeah.
You can also respond to message cantrips.
It's not the message cantrip. It is my subclass ability where anyone within 60 feet of me can understand me no matter what languages are known. I can speak telepathically.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's wild.
I sure try to answer you every time and get upset when I don't get a response.
Yeah, you're just like giving Sybil just like a weird stare as you're like, my thoughts. And Sybil is like, what is your deal?
Yeah, you just have no idea what's going on. Bing, bing.
About 500 meters out, so about 10 minutes to, it starts to become thick with mist. The sounds of crows and bats can be heard flying overhead in almost a strange coordinated formation, more so than you're used to for crows and bats. There's certain sets of red eyes that permeate your lefts and rights and all around your kind of peripheral vision, and just as quickly as they blink in, they sort of blink out before almost like this giant set of double doors, like almost cathedral-like double doors, are in front of you. They almost seem to materialize in front of you. That is how thick this mist is. And in front of you with hold on.
A giant booty.
A giant badunkadunk. Katya, Zaraya, and Dakai kind of stop in front of the doors before Katya looks back at the lot of you and goes, "We're home. Please wipe your feet."
Should I take my shoes off?
Are your feet cleaner than your shoes?
That's a very fair question, and I don't know.
You know what? I don't think it'll be at the forefront of conversation. You'll be fine.
Okay.
The doors swing open to this lavish castle. Staircases lead off to corridors upwards to the left and right, downwards into dungeons, and off to magnificent dining rooms. In the center is what seems to be kind of like a large caldera, surrounded by a black and purple ring symbol on the ground. You'll actually find this black and purple ring symbol on banners just below a like interesting kind of symbol, and black and purple sort of permeates the entire castle, leading up to a grandiose staircase upon which sits a throne and a very large, burly man with a bald head and just like yoked out to hell, like almost anime old guy strong, leans whispering to a woman cloaked in flowing robes, and honestly, I don't think it's for me to describe. Let me see if I can get a little someone extra to join this call. Mom, you are muted currently.
Yes, I am. I was just making sure there was no feedback.
No, you're doing good.
Hi.
Hi, Mom.
Hello.
Hi, Mom.
So first
Hello.
of
Hi,
all,
baby.
thank you very much for joining our campfire stories.
You're very, very welcome.
Would you please be so kind as to describe for the party who they see?
Well, as you enter Rosemund's chamber, at a throne that's bedazzled to the devils, all in purple and black and blood red stones, you see a very elegant, tall woman, long, very black hair, almost to her ankles, with just two very light streaks of red on her front. Basically all in black, very, very tight-fitting outfit. And again, she's very pale of skin, very, very beautiful, almost unnaturally beautiful. And you just get a sense of regalness from her. She eyes you all coming in, and she gets a confused look on her face for a good couple minutes. And she addresses Katya and says, "Daughter of mine, what brings these lovely creatures in here?"
as a response, you actually see Dakai is the one who steps up first. His kind of two-handed greatsword drawn, places it kind of into the ground, and takes a knee. And he says, "Be respectful, mortals. You stand in front of the Coven leader, Rosemund." And Katya just kind of looks down at him, looks up at you. "Hey, Mom."
She walks over to Katya and just like brushes her cheek and says, "Hello, my love." Goes over to Dakai, puts a hand underneath his chin. "Dakai, I've told you so many times, son. You don't need to be so formal. Please, honey, get up."
Yeah. Yes, Mother. He raises to his feet and sheathes his sword. And Katya kind of looks at you, Rose, and says, "Well, some interesting characters came into the Devil's Dozen today, and started asking about gods and summoning spells. It seems as if one of these people," and she, for the first time actually, makes direct eye contact with Ellie. One of these people may have been summoned as a chosen of the gods? I believe those were your exact words.
In my dream.
In your dream. Right.
And as she speaks, Rose is going to very gently walk over to her and like put a gentle, now let me tell you, her fingers are delicate and long, and she has got nails on her that are not as quite as long as like a harpy's, but they're pretty long. You can tell she's lived a long life, but very, very well manicured, very well taken care of. You can tell she prides herself on her appearance, and she walks over very gently and just kind of puts her hand underneath your chin and kind of like just raises your, just very gently underneath your chin and raises your head up to look at her, and she says, "Hello, little one. So, you're curious on gods and summoning spells, and for some reason your little mortal self it's found its way, well, in the pit of hell. Would you like to explain how you got here, my darling?"
I mean, I'd love to, but even we don't know.
Huh. Curiouser and curiouser. And how about the rest of you lovely little folks? How did you get here, if any idea? I am absolutely fascinated. You know what? Actually, I am totally being rude. You guys are in my throne room, and there is nowhere for you to sit, and I know that your little mortal legs must be tired. So how about we go into my common room and we can sit, and I oh, I'm so excited. I haven't seen a human in so long. Um, you were treated well, were you not?
Yeah, well enough, I suppose.
And she spins around and she looks at the man that she had just realized there's a man in the room. And she just kind of like not really spins around, but kind of like slowly like kind of turns around. And what is she looking at when she
Uh,
sees this man?
Around 6'1" to 6'2", Irishman, long reddish brown hair. Um, you can tell that he has seen many of battles, mainly fisticuff battles. His clothing is one of a man who is very poor and destitute, but He is physically imposing, to say the least, and has these deep emerald eyes.
Cool. Okay. So Rose turns around and she takes a look at you and goes, "Oh, oh, there's a male here." And he walks over to you very, very, slowly and says, "Are you their protector? Their hero?"
You could say that. You'd be wrong, but you could say that.
Oh, how wonderful of you ladies to have such a strong, good-looking human to take
He
care of
tries.
you.
I'm gonna hit the most quiet flex pose ever, just like trying to make myself look a little bit stronger.
Sybil almost audibly rolls her eyes at that.
Same.
Rose takes her hands and like squeezes his arms and goes, for a human, you're pretty strong.
In what
Thanks,
seems
Ike.
to be almost like a blur, Dakai has come up to this sort of interaction, eyeing down Arlo, and says, "Yes, he considers himself to be somewhat of a brute. Tried to get involved in business that..."
A brute.
Yes.
Oh, my heart. Pitter patter. Oh, well, if I had a heart. But why don't you all join me? Especially you, big man, and we can go into my common room. And I honestly, I don't think I have anything for you here. I'm sure I can figure out something. You guys drink water, right?
Actually,
That does sound lovely, actually. Yeah.
Oh,
really
wonderful.
And
then I'm gonna actually put my arm in. What was his name again? Sorry.
Arlo.
I'm gonna put my arm in Arlo's arm and be like, "Would you mind escorting me?"
It would be my honor, and I will escort her.
There is...
Okay.
You are getting daggers stared from Dakai at this point, and as you're kind of walking off, Zariah is going to just kind of try to cut the tension. Miss Rosemund, would you like for us to fetch well water?
Yes, and please make sure. I'm sorry, I'm eating cake.
I want cake.
That's on brand.
It fits the vibe.
Oh my god, I was just like totally just shoved a piece of cake in my mouth, and I was like, "Oh, that's not going to be
She
elegant."
do be making lemon cake.
In my air fryer.
Ooh.
Lish.
She made a lasagna
awesome.
and a cake in her air fryer at the same time.
Oh my god.
Yo, I'm impressed.
I love you.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking cool. Anyway. So she says, actually that would be lovely, but please make sure it is like do you prefer it? And she looks at all of you. Do you guys prefer it really cold or like room temperature?
I'm a room temperature girl.
Same.
I take what I can get.
Not too picky. You're really the first person that's offered us anything since we've been here, so we'll take what we can get.
Oh my goodness. So she says to her assistant, she says, "Okay, sweetheart, listen, this is what I would like you to do. We have some humans here, and one looks a little bit lesser healthy. And I can tell by the way her heartbeat is beating, she is not doing very well. So this is what I would like you to do. I would like you to go and find, I don't know, like some beef. I'm sure there's got to be something down in this fucking hellhole. Get them like some beef and some veggies and maybe make something up. Look up in the books or something and find out what humans eat and let's make them a nice little meal and get them some water. And if you could fetch me Jensen that would be wonderful. And one last thing, I haven't fed since this morning, and this is, you know, a little tempting. So if you could please bring me one of my feeders, that would be wonderful.
One of your assistants, nameless though, always dedicated to helping you, just kind of goes, yes, ma'am, of course. Sends someone off to get Jensen, sends someone off to, he almost like looks like he's going to send someone off to research what it is humans eat, before Zariah is like, guys, you remember I'm turned, right? It wasn't long ago that I was eating the same things they were. So, here, you
Oh,
two...
Zariah, honey, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. You've done such a good job. I almost forget that you've been turned, my love.
Oh, not at all, and it was you that allowed me into your amazing and humble abode. So I will lead a team and get these people something to dine on.
Oh,
Something
thank
to
you, my
munch
darling.
on.
And she pats his head and looks over to the one that's wounded. What is your name, my love?
Well,
Sybil.
And she says, sorry.
Go ahead.
She says to her, and how did you get wounded, my love? In battle?
you could say that.
You just kind of see Katya who's like giggling, and she's like, "You could say that."
I have a habit of getting myself into trouble.
Oh, that's okay. I definitely know that feeling. But I did hear a little giggle behind me. So she spins around and she looks at Katya and she goes, now, my darling, are you playing with your food again?
She's alive, isn't she?
She is, and I am very proud of you. You did much better this time.
Well, I don't take very kindly to being disrespected. You know this.
Of course. You are your mother's daughter. And my darling, will you explain to me, how were you disrespected?
Well, during our earlier meeting in the Devil's Dozen, I do believe these two thought themselves above having an audience with us. Despite our name, despite our reputation, they denied our company.
Now, can I ask you a question, Katya? Do you think these mere little humans would even know who we were?
Oh, but in fact, I think they do.
Ellie raises her hand again.
I've seen them
And
plowing around
she
with
walks over to the one with her hand up. And again, she lifts your little chin up and she goes, speak to me, my sweetheart. What's up?
If I'm being honest, we felt a bit threatened when they tried to do their mind control shit on us, and we wanted to leave, and then they wouldn't let us leave.
So as soon as you say mind control, she looks at you and she conks her head and she goes, repeat that?
I felt them fucking around inside my brain. And when we then tried to leave, apparently we were being disrespectful. We told them we wanted to leave. They wouldn't let us leave.
Now that's not true. We did, in fact, let you leave.
She pats your cheek and she says, thank you, sweetheart. And she turns around to Katya and she says, Katya, what have I told you about humans?
Don't go against their free will.
What is mind control, my love?
On par with possession.
Okay. And she, without even any time for anybody to realize what's going on, she hands cut.
Oh, you cut out a little bit.
Could you say that one more time? You became a robot.
Oh, okay. I said without anybody even having time to even breathe, she backhands Katya.
Oh.
Now, ma'am, I would like you to walk up to that little human, and I would like you to apologize. And then I would like you to go find a healer's kit and heal her yourself.
She walks over to Sybil. Suppose I was a little emotionally responsive. My apologies.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. And she will kind of jump, transform into a bat, and fly off towards what little medical supplies your coven has, as they don't sustain injury very often, as you guys kind of have like a regenerative factor.
Yeah.
But
I figured I would have like almost like a trove of like human things that I've collected throughout my lifetime or something, and there's got to be something in there like antiseptic or
You gotta
sure.
keep
know,
the
and
feeders
like,
alive somehow.
well, that's it, right?
That is
so I'm
kind
like,
of
I'm pretty sure
where
I have
you
something.
go. Yeah.
So then I turn around to the group and I'm like, I am very sorry for that show of anger on my end, but your kind has always fascinated me. I think you all so endearing and so fragile. Your lives are so short. And I do not believe that you should ever be taken advantage of in ways that your gods have allowed you to be.
On that note, do you have anything for poison while we're at it?
She calls over another one of her assistants and says, I don't know if we would, but I can definitely get somebody to take a look is the best I can. I mean, I could just give you my blood and you could like just die, but that would kind of suck.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I definitely am. I'm definitely going to see if I can find something a little bit more aggressive or less aggressive. Sorry. So she says to her assistant, "Sweetheart, listen, just go into like my little trove of like odd things and just see if there's something there for poison. I'm not 100% sure we have anything for like magical poison, but you can always check."
I'm actually going to get you to do your first 2 rolls.
Okay.
I get a perception check from you and an insight check. This is perception
right.
smell, if that modifies anything. If not, it's just straight perception.
While
Yeah,
she's rolling,
I hope this
I think there was.
I hope this doesn't show my face. Give me a minute.
While she's rolling, I think at Rosemund's comment about the gods letting things happen, there was just like a little twitch from Ellie, and then nothing.
Oh, you don't have to show your roll. Like, we all basically just go off the honor system.
I know, but shut
She
up.
wants
I
to
wanna do it.
anyways.
They're beautiful dice.
Oh,
Whoa.
what's the modifier?
Well, dice. Is that
I don't know because I can't open that monster manual.
Okay, well, I sent it to you again, so I will take a look. I can't open it on my phone either. I think it's a.
It's probably.
I think it's a mobile thing. I think it's a mobile problem. I'm not a
Yeah,
fan
so I
of
think
that.
you're gonna have to help me with. Yeah, you're gonna have to help me with the stats.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I can look at it actually without disrupting anything.
Here, so first roll was a 19. What's the second roll?
So you actually have a really good perception because perception and stealth are your proficient.
Ooh,
things.
not bad. Next was
that wasn't
12?
That was it. Yeah.
12. So, your perception. You have a +7 to perception.
So that would be 19, and the other one was an 18 plus 7, 25.
No, the other one was a 19.
Oh, 19. Sorry,
26.
19 plus 7, 26.
And a 12 plus 3, because I believe insight is intelligence, correct?
Yes.
That's wisdom.
No, wisdom.
Intelligence is insight is wisdom.
Yes.
Okay, so that is a 14 for you then. So the
Okay,
first thing...
I'm sorry if I look horrible, but
I'm sure you look beautiful. Gorgeous.
Hey, there's my mama. But then I'm going to ask you to turn your camera off because I don't have your camera allocated on the stream and it's messing up stuff.
I'll fuck off.
I love her.
That's entirely fair. You guys can very much tell I am my mother's daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing that you pick up with your incredibly keen senses, especially when it comes to smell and when it comes to blood, is you smell what is tainting her blood, that kind of poison. This is a demon's poison.
Oh.
Demons should
So
not be
the question I have, I'm a smelly bitch. What the fuck? What? Anyway, sorry. I got distracted. I keep reading the comments and I'm like, what?
Don't worry about it.
So if I give her my blood, could I, or if I took some blood from her, could I like drain that poison out of her?
You would need very high-grade medical supplies to drain the poison out of her. Now, you could try to suck the poison out of her.
That's what that's what I meant. Like, could I try to suck the poison out of her?
Give me... I think also this is just going to be straight wisdom, because it's going to be a medicine check.
I think you should just leave the poison in.
No, let's see how this
Probably
plays
be
out.
over by tomorrow.
Let's see how it plays out.
Okay, what?
Well,
Sorry, what?
I'm going to need a medicine check from you, which is again going to just be your d20 plus wisdom.
Okay, you don't want me to turn on my camera again then?
No, we can keep that off.
Alright. Fine.
If you are recurring enough, which I won't tell anybody if you are or not, we may alter it, because I do have a 5-person cam that I can do. Because, you know,
Alright.
we used to have a 5th person.
Shut
up! Okay, sorry. A nat 20, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're looking at the fragility of this person and the people that are with you. The fragility in terms of compared to your power. You don't think that there is enough that you could pull back your own bite that she could survive.
Okay, so I say to my assistant then before he leaves, or she leaves, or it leaves, I say to them, listen, look for something more suited for like a demonic poison from a demon, honey. Maybe go to, Tina down the way, the little witch. She's pretty good with shit like that. So maybe go down to her and tell her she'll be doing me a solid and tell her that, I'll owe her one.
I love D&D because it is now canon that there is a little Tina down the street that is a witch. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. It's just how it is now.
Yep.
Yeah, bird.
Look, man, y'all don't fuck with
And she's
Witch
a cute
Tina.
little witch, by the way. She's like, little witch Tina, man. She's old and she's feisty as fuck.
I love it.
He's like, she will very much be happy to be owed a favor by you, so I will let her know.
Yeah, and tell her, like, this time that I owe her a favor, can you tell her not to ask for my blood? She's obsessed with my blood. Like, she's not getting it.
To be fair, it's very vague what you're saying. That you're owing her a favor, and witches like to prey on that.
Well, yes. Well, then put that as a fine print, please.
Okay. Put in the clause, nothing to do with your blood.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, let's all sit down.
Your insight check, by the way, is not very high, but it is high enough to notice Yakai has not looked up from the floor. His mood seems off.
Oh, he's got mommy issues.
But he is not interrupting.
I say, excuse me, my lovelies, just give me a minute. And I walk over to Kai and I say, son, what is troubling you?
These mortals, they know the name. They denied us. We are treating them to dinner. If that is your will, then it will be done.
Delicious.
Son, even though you think they know our name, they don't really know who we are or how powerful we are or even what type of creatures we are. They're mortals, my love. They have like a quarter of the brain capacity as we do. They are maybe a tiny bit strong, especially that big brute over there. But they're weak. They're fragile. They're like what? They live max 100 years. I was a fetus at 100. They're nothing to be feared, nothing to be concerned. They have questions, and
they came back up
why
from the
should
Dreadnought Caverns.
I understand that, and we will get to the bottom of things.
They
but you
retrieved
don't.
The armory's tools. The tournament is
on. Curious. They have the armor's tools on them?
The armory's tools have been returned to him. He is sponsoring them directly.
Isn't this something to kind of celebrate? I mean, that makes them remarkable, doesn't it? Think of all the demons that have tried to do that, and think of all the others that have tried to do that, and they weren't able to do that. That has to be something to be admired by. Especially them being little humans. They must have what integrity and something we haven't seen in a while, which is just a good balance of group. You know, and we honor that. We honor that as a coven. This is why we are as powerful as we are. This is why we are well known here, is we work well as a group. We defeat. We don't back down, and I guess these little humans have done the same. And they were able to do something again. That's fascinating. I'm overly impressed by that. So yes, son, now that I know this, they definitely deserve something to eat. Do I not fawn over all of you when you've defeated somebody or we've won a championship? Do I not cause a huge fuss and cause big parties and feast parties and done in your revelries?
Those mortals should not be treated like us.
Well, they're not being treated like us, but they are being treated with respect. Because there's no reason not to give them respect right now. If they choose to show me any disrespect, then my mood will change, and it will change drastically. But till then, I find no ill will in treating them well.
Yes, mother.
Son, you need to learn empathy, my love. I know vampires are known to just eat and be monsters and everything else, but there is no need for that. You love your mother, do you not?
I do.
And I believe that anything that can love can be saved.
Yes, mother.
Now, son, can I get a smile? Just a little one. I know it hurts. I'll I'll pay for the stitches.
How quietly are you saying this?
Pretty quietly.
Okay, so you're
Like I'm with like
to,
I'm yeah, I'm being quiet. I'm not trying to have the humans at all hear me.
Our loose ends crew, are you trying to listen in on this?
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%.
100%.
Nah, I'm probably just like looking around the room, taking in the decor, seeing what's going on.
That's okay.
So Rose, your stealth is quite good. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
What are we rolling for?
You guys are rolling perception.
Oh, not that one.
So that is a 17
That's a 17 on the die.
with whatever on the die. Yep.
So you guys are trying to beat a 26.
Oh, darn, Danny. Sorry.
I got so close.
What'd you get?
I got a 22.
Oh.
Mine was a natural 20 for a 23.
Oh.
Hey, cut her some slack. Cut her some slack. That was a natural 20.
That was a natural 20.
Hurt.
I think you can get the vibe, not the words.
Okay.
But you can get the vibe that Dakai is being borderline scolded. Not as bad as what Katya got before, but very much, bigging you guys up and trying to get Dakai to kind of see things her way. Rose, Dakai attempts what he considers to be a smile, and it's more like the :S emoji. It's like a warped mouth, but it is his attempt.
And I put my hand on his face and I say, "My son, my firstborn, you will one day take my place and be a great, great ruler. But before you can do that, you need to learn empathy. You need to learn patience. And you need to learn when there's time for diplomacy and when there's time to be our nature.
He nods. May I be excused, please, mother?
Of course, son.
Walks by, very stoic still, gives a passing glance to the guests, and is off towards his study.
And the humans can hear this, but I do a big sigh, and my shoulders kind of droop a little bit, but then I catch myself and I stand up a little straighter and I turn around with the very elegant smile that Rose holds, and she walks over and says, "I am sorry about that. Family issues, if you will. Food should be arriving soon. Now, I am going to ask, got a little tidbit on some stuff that you guys have been going through recently. Would any of you like to share with me these endeavors that you guys have been going through?"
Love you guys sharing like details. So Sade pops in. She's like, it's really complicated. We're not, like we told you, we're not sure how we got here. We're all pretty darn sure that we're killed at some point by people from our past, and now we seem to be almost experiments. Almost.
A school project, even.
Right.
Can I tell? I'm gonna do what should I do to find out if they are fully dead? Or if they still have their shimmer?
Let me take a look at your spells, see if anything would help you there.
So shimmer, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary, if there is any in the talk room right now. Shimmer would be your soul, basically. And being in hell, I should be able to, there's got to be something that I can tell if you still have your soul connected to you. And if you do, then you are not truly fully dead. You still have some kind of tie to your god, right? So, because the mortals, they all have, well, I mean, they all have different named gods, but they are all basically heaven born, right?
Go ahead and give me
So
a
none of them,
religion check.
except a couple maybe. Okay, I'm gonna roll for that. But some of them, some of them are more darker gods, but none of them are hellbound gods.
Right.
That would be a 16 on the die.
16 on the die, so 19 altogether. And I would say actually roll with advantage because you are in your sanctum, your dedication to Shar.
Yo, Shar.
And that's 19.
So, 22.
I want these fucking dice you have.
My mom's rolling abilities, and I've seen them in person, are stupid levels of go to a fucking casino.
We don't
If
want
only.
to get into a fight.
No. No.
If you get into a fight, y'all are getting bodied.
TPK time.
I've literally decapitated a dragon, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with a 22, you feel almost as if they are their souls. made manifest.
Oh, okay. So their heavenly souls are who they are. This is their souls.
Yes.
So
this is their souls given
their
physical
human
form.
bodies. Okay, so they're human bodies. Would I know if they're still on their plane?
You wouldn't know because obviously you just straight up don't know where they died. You assume that
Right.
it would just be wherever it is they died, their body is still there.
Okay, because it would have to be, right? Because it's still they haven't moved on, right?
Correct.
Okay, so somehow their souls got brought here,
Yes.
but
Redirected
yet
even.
I'm gonna do and I guess I'll do this 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I'd like to get an insight if I can on each person's I'm just trying to think of the right word. I just want to see what kind of people they are.
Soul
Like,
vibe check.
yeah, like a soul vibe check. I want to know, like, if there's darkness in them, or if these people have been brought here without
interesting.
their will.
You also do have detect thoughts as one of your spells.
Oh.
So
Okay,
you could
so-
press farther if you would like to learn more about their thoughts. If you choose to press farther, they will know.
Okay, so I'm going to look at all of them and say, now, as I have said to Katya, I do not believe in taking the will of your kind. I believe giving you the right to agree or disagree. But I would like to know who is in my domain. I would like to know what type of people are in my domain. And I would like to do a little bit of delving. It will not hurt. I will not indulge anything I learn. It's more for my own peace of mind than intrusiveness. I just would like to know what I'm up against, and I think I have that right, for you are in my home and with the ones I love and I cherish, and I just want to make sure that deep down, no matter what troubles you may have gone through, no matter what horrible, and she puts her like 2 fingers up, horrible things you may think you have done, I would like to find the core of it all.
Sybil will take a step forward and agree.
Kira, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any of us have had detect thoughts on us before.
None of you
Right.
have had anyone cast detect thoughts on you before.
Amazing.
I do have that spell in my spell list, though.
You know of it then.
Oh,
Yes.
And Caitlin, you have no idea how much I've been waiting for you to do it. But it is
Oh,
incredibly intrusive, and your party members would know.
Yes. Don't worry, I'm waiting till they're all asleep.
So with Caitlin, what's your character's name again? I'm sorry, sweetheart.
You're fine. It's Sybil.
Sybil. Okay. So Sybil comes up and I say to Sybil, I know you know this spell. So I will tell you, it is detect thoughts, but it's a little deeper than detect thoughts. So I will be going a little bit deeper than what you would be capable of doing.
Okay.
So I'm going to fucking Alexa. Fuck off.
I can't say anything or else I'm going to be put in horny jail.
So I'm going to touch the side of her face.
That's my
And-
wife.
Yeah.
Not in this game, she's
And-
not.
Not in this world.
Yeah, not here.
And I'm going to do detect thoughts on her.
Okay.
I will willingly fail the save.
So let's start off with this. What are your surface thoughts? So.
Tall lady, touch my face. No.
I love the fact that, like, I love the idea of, like, Sybil's first thoughts being down bad for the tall vampire mommy.
Sybil, first of all, I didn't think I've described her at all. Is 4'11". Very,
so
very tiny. Also, as you kind of like get this close look at her, from what you can tell, Sybil is maybe around 18 years old. Like, she's a child.
Oh. Okay.
Surface thoughts are a lot of regret right now. I feel like I got us into this situation, and I'm still not exactly sure how it's going to play out. A lot of just fear, maybe, because I know we're outnumbered and outmatched here. And yeah.
Is there a possibility? Okay, no, actually, I look at you, Sybil, and I say to you, because I can feel your nervousness, and I say to you, there will be no harm done to you here, ever, as long as I stand.
Thank you. Some of the nerves immediately quell.
Yeah, I can feel your heartbeat slow down just a little bit.
Right.
And so, you are going to probe deeper.
Yes, I would like to know, like, her soul's intent.
I am going to get you to make a DC 20 Wisdom saving throw, please.
Me?
Okay.
No, Rose.
Okay. DC
Okay.
20. Crap.
Going with my shiny dice. Let's go with my shiny dice.
Go with the shinies.
Holy fuck, that was a big block. 15.
15 on the dice. You have a +7 to your Wisdom saving throw, so that is a 22.
Nice.
A lot of images come to you in a very quick succession, as though they're almost kind of beyond a barrier.
Okay, give me a minute. I got the pen. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Oh shit! Fuck balls! What's
I
going
need
on?
a pen. Why? I have every fucking thing on my counter here except a pen.
This is recorded.
Are you? I'm sorry.
No, I'm not saying that.
No,
as
I
in,
think
like, you're
she's just
fucking
saying
up.
you don't need a pen.
You can watch this
okay,
back.
good.
Yeah.
I can just watch it back. Okay. All right. Back to my elegant self. Yes.
You get fear, abandonment, then being brought in, loved. Is it love? Used? Could be. You get destruction around you, wandering, and then being chased quickly through the woods. A blackness. You get the feeling of someone. Let me get this right 100%, because I do have my notes here.
You guys don't mind me delving into this much, right? I hope not.
Well, please. Nah, I need an excuse to talk about it all anyway, honestly.
I take these things very seriously. I have no life.
You get the image of her standing in front of a man, much taller, a reek of alcohol on his breath, and flashes of pain. You don't know who's feeling it. The man drops. And then it almost seems like that story ends. And another one very quickly begins. Chains wrapped around, sitting in a chair, back to back with someone else. Not knowing where they are or why they're there. You see the others that are around them, this party that they've kind of come in with, rushing in, trying to figure out how to get them out. And you see their journey together, and you look for a moment that tells you, is this person good or bad? Because right now it doesn't, you can't really piece it. And then you see the big kind of hulking human figure, Arlo, cursed and dying. And this moment kind of sticks out as playing forward instead of coming into you as flashes, finding a scroll that removes the curse, and without hesitation using it on this man.
Okay. So I flash out from it, and I look at this little one, and I say, the first thing you will notice is a little red tear from Rose's eyes that she quickly, kind of dabs with her finger, and she touches your face and says, "You are good. You are true. And you are welcome."
It takes Sybil like a really long time, and you can tell she's almost fighting back tears in her response, and she says, "Sometimes I think I don't know what good is."
Good is in all of us. It just depends on if we use it. Good is more powerful than any magic, any evil, and anything. Even more powerful than the gods. And she walks away. She
For the
goes over
DM, did I relive all of that with her, or do I really have no idea what she saw in my head?
You know that she probed your mind. You don't know what she said.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to relive any of that. That's great.
Yeah.
Then she looks at the rest of the party and says, "Is there anybody else willing?"
I'm willing.
So
Ellie
she
just
goes
looks
over.
indecisive.
Yeah, and she smiles at you, and she walks over to her, and "I'm sorry, my love, but what was your name?"
I'm Sade.
Sade?
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty, almost like a Sadie. So she does the same, and she puts her hands on her face, and she delves in.
So first off, Sade, as she's like walking up to you,
Yes.
do like a quick
Yeah.
description of what she sees.
So, what? Like, I think we said either like around 6 foot, 5'11", 6 foot. She is kind of slender, but athletically built. She's got like almost a dirty blonde hair, and different colored eyes, but they're both very striking. And yeah, just a kind face. I can actually put in a picture eventually. But yeah.
Yeah, they do
Okay.
have pictures of their characters.
Yeah, we do. Let me find somewhere in here.
And then while you're doing that, let's go ahead and get your surface thoughts.
Surface thoughts are thinking, this person, this being isn't all like this amazing woman is not what I originally thought I was getting to. It a lot of thoughts of subverted expectations in general, like throughout this whole adventure that we've been on. Things that were once frightening being not so, and then but still that lingering intensity of this is a very powerful being that if someone were to, like, if I were to do the wrong thing, if I were to make a mistake here, I could instantly be killed.
So, again, Rose looks at Sabe, right?
Sade, Sade.
Sade.
Uh-huh.
She looks at Sade and says, "You will never be harmed here as long as I breathe. There is nothing you could do in your nature that would get you harmed here. I do not believe for 1 minute you would try to harm me, would you? Then we have nothing to worry about. As long as you are in my domain, not a single hand will be touching you. Except mine, of course."
She smiles, and you feel this wave of calm wash over her.
Are we ready?
She nods.
Can I get a DC 20 Wisdom saving throw, please?
From me, right?
Yes.
All right. Here.
Interesting, actually. what this one
19
feels.
bitches.
Nice.
So this, honestly...
Again, I wish I could show you guys, like, that's why I wish I had my camera on, so you guys know, like, I'm not cheating.
If it helps your anxiety, you can turn the camera on when you roll.
Okay, thank you, because I just want them to know, like, I'm just really good.
Or you could also just send us a photo of it.
Yeah, that works too.
Okay.
Whatever works best for you.
The camera.
Yeah, do the camera. And you know what? If it looks a little weird, podcast this part. I don't give a fuck. So, yeah, with a 26, beating it by at least 5, you do feel resistance. Now, there was a resistance from Sybil's as well. You feel almost a resistance from another person. For Sade's mind. Almost like something or someone is trying to protect her mind. But you are stupid powerful, and you only need Sade's consent to enter her mind, so you just sort of mentally backhand this person out of the way. And you get your first flashes of a party, a campfire, like roaring bonfire, the smell of alcohol and burning substances, and you don't notice the mind of Sade that you're looking through, the body, being affected by any of those substances. You see her off in the side in the corner and just laughing, pointing, various directions, debauchery, and then darkness, claws, fur, scattered bones and blood. A girl begging for her life. Laughter coming from these hulking beasts. And running through the woods. A quiet town. It's daytime. A girl heralded as a survivor. And talks of bravery, strength. Someone who looks like, at the time, quite masculine, little-ish version of one of the party patrons. Hangs around quite a bit. And a feeling of a lie being permeated through a town. And that is sort of the end of that story. The second one begins with a dark, dusty enclosure, metal on all sides, being barely able to move your hands and feet, claustrophobia starting to set in, before falling through a metal pane, just barely avoiding an axe's blade as it swings. And you find yourself back in that room where Sybil is. You recognize Sybil in the chair, chained to a person. The rest of the party filters in. And you search for a moment. And it's odd. You find yourself looking out of a hole in the ground, up to the night sky, as someone who feels familiar, but looks different, sits beside her, crying, and she turns to her, being finally allowed to speak, and you can hear Sade's own words say, "I'm sorry." And that is the end of that story.
Yeah, I'm just taking that in. Hold on.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So Rose comes to, and she seems a little guarded a little bit. But she looks at you with kind eyes, and she says, "You are forgiven." And she kisses your forehead and walks away.
Sade looks a little disappointed at the guarded look at first, and then takes the kiss on the kind of internalizes that and the differences between the two reactions there. And yeah.
And she looks at her two last little patrons and says, "Is there anybody else willing?"
Ellie will look to Arlo and see if he wants to go.
What could it hurt, I suppose? And I will walk forward.
I have
And
a question before you start.
Of course.
In my friends here, were you able to see how we died?
Sadly, no. Sadly, with both of these lovelies, it just goes black. I see moments of their lives, and then darkness, and then another moment in their life, more recent, I think, and then it just ends.
That seems to make sense. We don't really know how we died, so I guess even deep down we don't know.
Well, the mind is a weird thing, especially in a mortal's mind. It doesn't work like, and she notices her eyes roll and she smiles. Um and she goes, "You are immortal. Would is there another word you would rather have me use, young one?"
No, I'm sorry. It was just the amount of times you keep referring to us as mortals.
Would human be better?
I think that maybe not.
Yeah, I think that's worse.
Oh, is it?
Well,
I'm
we'll
Mortal
stick
work.
with mortals. We'll stick with mortals.
Mortals is fine.
Reason
oh
is we're not all human, technically.
okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So we're gonna stick with mortals. But and she just kind of giggles again because she's just like, it was just a cute moment. And then she turns back to you again, the one that asked, and says, "Unlike immortals like myself, or gods, or demons, or devils, our minds are different. Not any lesser or more, or bigger or smaller. We're just different. We use our brains differently. And when I say your mind is because of being mortal, what I mean by that is it is restricted to what you're able to open. Some mortals are able to open more of their mind. Others, I've seen some who can't even use a quarter. But it all is different in how you live, is truly all I meant. And when it comes to trauma, the human or mortal brain tends to try to protect itself. And by doing so, it will block out certain moments in your life. And if you all died horrifically or something of that nature, it could be that that moment in your life has been blocked and not even I can grasp it.
Arla, do you willingly fail the save?
I do.
So let's get your surface thoughts.
So, Arlo is not a man of many thoughts. I'm going to be honest with you all.
No thought,
Um,
just punch.
The thoughts right now are he's still kind of like lowering his guard. He sees that there's no threat immediately, which is a huge subversion from what he expected. And the rest of the thoughts are him slowly trying to piece together what exactly is happening. He's not a man who is very familiar with magic in his background, so this is all an odd concept to him.
So,
All right, let's. Yeah, you have your camera up.
I'm going to. Hold on.
Let's do it.
It's going to show my damn ugly face again. Give me a minute.
It's
Oh
not
my God.
ugly.
That's my lovely mama.
Shut up. I'm breaking the camera.
Gorgeous.
Oh, into my little guy. Okay. All right. Let's get a focus. Okay, ready?
Ooh.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Okay. No shit lie. I did not touch it.
You gotta go to fucking Vegas.
I know.
With an ease that comes to you from both a combination of your incredible magical ability, and also you get the fact that, as Josh has politely described Arlo, no thoughts, just punch. You get a much clearer image of an underground fight pit. Very similar to that of, shit me, what did I call it again? The bruised some shit? Y'all, when you name a lot of things, it's really
Sure,
hard to
what's
keep
that?
track of them. The Warped Fists fight
Yeah,
pit.
Warped Fist Fight Pit.
It very much reminds you of that, but obviously this is more human and humanoid creatures than, you know, lesser devils and Nine Hells creatures. But this is no holds barred, just fist to face fighting. And Arlo is good at what he does. He is an absolute brawler. He steps across from a reptilian humanoid who faces him, mocks him, talks down to him, kind of works the crowd into laughing at him. And Arlo, you know, from your own eyes, just kind of mounts this guy and just starts pounding his head into the floor until the man stops moving pretty much permanently. People are screaming, there are families crying. It smash cuts to a jail cell where this odd-looking, kind of built man in a suit offers him some sort of deal. You can tell because he reaches his hand through the bars in like a handshake style. And when Arlo takes his hand, he is almost pulled through the bars, as if the bars were mere illusions, and freed from his cell. You see this hitman for hire, essentially, going out and finding people and knocking them out and bringing them to a meeting area. And that's where that story ends. This story begins not in this room, but once again in a cell. Colder, alone, dark. He feels his way. And this kind of moment you notice almost instantaneously. It normally has to smash cut to certain moments, but you see a girl pinned to the wall by needles and tinctures and various medical supplies. And he rescues this girl, brings her down, goes over, sees another two girls in distress, and tries as hard as he can to kind of rip the chains off with his bare hands. And when he is unable to do it, they kind of band together and figure out how to get out. And then you see more battles, more fights that these people have been in. And you see him always in the front line. You see him always being the first first to go down because he puts himself in front and is constantly being the one to take the hits, take the damage. He gets cursed by these creatures because he gets in front of them. He gets attacked by a specter who downs him. He gets attacked by this crazy winged demon and his pack of dogs that very nearly downs him. He fights a giant ice spider queen. He's the first to go down and get into its face, and it downs him, but every single time his friends bring him back up. And you actually recognize the Spider Queen, not by sight, because you've never seen her, but you have heard, remnants, like, through people, through the grapevine, of the armory talking about the Spider Queen, and you realize that what Dekai said was true. This is the Spider Queen from the Dreadnought Caverns.
Isn't that all I see?
That is it.
So I come out, and I look him square in the eye, and I say, "Great warrior, not only are you strong, but you are brave. Brave to a fault. I would be honored to have you fight by my side one day. For your heart and your courage is far beyond your human nature.
The
Keep
honor would be
doing-
all mine.
Keep doing what you do. For one day, even in death, you will be honored." And she kisses his cheek, and she walks away. And then she goes to the last little one.
Ellie, the last person to give a description. Go ahead and give us
Yes.
a brief description of her.
Ellie, if I remember correctly, Ellie's like about 5'8". She's a kind of thin, very pale, gray hair, gray eyes. Kind of just looks like all the color was sucked from her. Kind of shoulder, collarbone length hair. I kind of sent a photo, if you can see it.
Okay, how do I do that?
Yeah, there's a few.
It's in the chat here.
How do I see the chat from my phone?
Oh, if you hold your finger on the voice chat, it should give you the option to see the chat.
Do you have it where there's a bunch of boxes? Like face box? Because I'm on my phone right there.
I'll show you later.
No,
on
I
how
don't
to do
think. Yeah, show me later on. That's fine.
But she's
And
just looks like all the color was
Oh, here.
just taken.
Take this out. I can just see that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, awesome.
Will
Okay.
you also
Like that.
show Sybil? I sent
Yeah.
my picture right above her. Thank you.
Oh, how cute.
Thanks.
That's not.
No, that's it. It's
No,
just
that was me.
It gets to see our chat. Say it.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. And
And
what
we're-
about my man over here?
Arlo, where's your picture?
I really don't know where my picture for Arlo is right now. I was trying to look for it earlier and I just can't find it.
We'll find it.
Didn't
out.
we have a...
Yeah, we
We
have
had an
a
art?
thread
It's an
for
art.
it.
It's not in that thread.
Okay, you know Lady Dimitri? I call her Lady Dimitri. I know that's not how you say her.
Dimitri.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So picture her, but with like floor length black hair. You haven't seen me in my full form, but this is the form that you would see. So basically her, and about as tall as her.
Got it.
Like that's what we were all imagining.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Like,
for
Yeah.
me, there's a
Yes,
6-foot height difference.
Lady Dimitrescu meets like Morticia Adams.
Yeah.
That's the other thing when describing her. I was like, that's Morticia. So
yeah,
perfect.
it's basic Morticia's like elegance. Same thing with Lady. I call it. Sorry, I can't say her actual name, but Lady Dimitri, basically. But the lady, she's also very elegant. But if you notice her one hand, which is very harpy looking, think just a little bit less than those long ass claws, right?
Oh, while we're speaking
And by
of,
the way, I designed this character way before she even existed. So thank you.
while we're talking, by the way, about people's singular arms, there should be something that you should know
Oh, yes.
about Ellie.
So also, Ellie has a prosthetic left arm.
Okay.
That's kind of... It's kind of like a metal, but it's kind of like a mixture between like a typical silver and light blue.
Okay.
It's rubbed like on machinery and also on like you get a magical feel from it. It's like arcana.
Yeah.
I should also say, since we're streaming this, at least my picture and I think Danny's, that's not our art.
No.
Yeah. So
we found it.
Art, we love it and we appreciate it. So yeah, thank
you.
Okay. No copyrights. Okay. So I look at you and I say, do you allow me to delve deeper?
Yes.
So I'm going to put my hands to the side of her face and I'm going to delve deeper.
Now, this definitely matters. You only have 3 second-level spell slots.
Oh, shit.
But you can use a higher-level spell slot. It won't modify Detect Thoughts in any way, but it will burn one of those spell slots. So you have...
That's fine.
3/3, 3/4, and 1/5.
Okay.
Ooh, level 9.
So which one would you like to use? I assume.
So you said I have
the
2.
third?
Yeah, the 3rd.
Yeah, because it's the least one. Because you can cast a 3rd level spell using a 4th level spell slot, but you can't go in reverse, right?
Right.
Okay. So that is. I will just keep in mind that is one of your 3rd levels down. Allie, what are your surface thoughts?
I think her surface thoughts is that she's fucking terrified. She does not want anybody to see inside her mind. But she also just wants to have the idea of, is there the chance that this woman will see how she dies?
And she looks you in the eyes and says, whatever I see will not be said to anyone. Nobody will know except me and you. I will keep you safe, little one. And she delves deeper.
Let's go ahead and get one final wisdom saving throw.
I want this to be the one that fails.
This would be interesting.
Because I think it'd be funny.
Because I definitely have something for if this fails.
Real fast. I've been curious.
You guys are not going to believe this.
Oh no. Nat 20 again.
A 1!
Oh!
I can't wait.
That's a nat 1?
I jinxed it.
Nice. Nice.
The dice gods.
Never have I rolled a 1.
The dice gods had to balance.
We're still on here first.
No, that's not true. You've rolled a 1 in the Zargoth campaign.
Oh yeah, but not as Rose.
No, not as Rose. That's true. Wow. Okay. You go in for what you feel like is going to be very simple because the other 3 were incredibly simple. And you are met not by Ellie or anyone familiar to Ellie, but in fact, this person is probably more familiar to you than it would be to Ellie.
I have a guess.
You are met very quickly, very briefly, and very sternly by the Moon Goddess Saloon,
The fuck?
who looks
Okay.
you dead in the eye with all of the fury she can muster and goes, "My sister's supporters don't touch my champions." Gone! And you are shunted back out of Ellie's mind.
Okay, so immediately you all see I get almost like what looks like I've been shocked, right? So like as I touch her face, I almost like immediately retract and hiss, right? Because I'm shocked, right? So I jump back and like I've been electrocuted and I hiss really, really quickly and my eyes go red, like just briefly. And I close my
Are you
eyes
okay?
I close my eyes for a minute and I'm like, I breathe in deeply and I just sit there for a minute because I'm a little shook. And I'm like, I look at you and my eyes have gone back to normal. And I stand up a little stronger and I say, well, well, well. Huh. Very curious indeed. Well, let's leave that for another conversation.
Question.
What did you see?
Have we seen or passed any Shar iconography anywhere in your home?
Give me a religion check, actually.
I know nothing about religion, I'm pretty sure. So
19.
The black and purple circles that have kind of littered everything that you've seen from banners to floors to carpets and everything, that is Shar's symbol.
Okay.
So this is a coven. Everyone may not. Rose definitely does.
Okay.
What did you see? You didn't have that kind of reaction with everybody else.
Well, my dear, I can just honestly say that you are well protected.
And
So
I think
no,
you can
let's
tell
move
Ellie
on.
looks fucking confused.
So let's move on. Has my advisor come back with food?
Actually, it's odd. After this entire, session, you've realized that Jensen has not shown up. He is nowhere to be found. And it's at that point, kind of Katya will kind of slump her way in, looking very much like a kicked dog. And she goes, Mother, if it's okay, I've had some time to think, and I think that you're right. I think that I acted irrationally, and I was wondering if I could join you and your guests for dinner.
oh.
Darling daughter, you know I can never stay mad at you. Come, honey.
Didn't you send for Jensen earlier?
You see, I was just thinking the same thing. Jensen is usually very, very quick in his endeavors.
Um,
I'm actually a little worried.
I could go check on him if you want.
I'm going to ask that you don't,
Okay.
because if something has befallen him, well, as we both know, I mean, that puts a lot in jeopardy. And I need somebody who I fully can trust to stay near me.
You hear a very familiar voice from your foyer. Say, are you looking for your servant, mother?
And I,
Oh.
very familiar voice. So, is that my son?
It's a male voice that called you mother.
Well, I
think
I
if you
have
put
lovers who
two and
call
two
me
together,
mother.
you might get 4.
Maybe she thought she had more sons.
No, I was like, I'm pretty sure I have over a dozen people who call me mommy, but
Yeah, this was not mommy.
this was mother. And I say, Takai, what are you doing out there? Come in here.
You don't need to worry about him.
Ooh.
He's going back to his resting place. And there he'll stay.
I think
And he's out in my
family
foyer.
drama.
He is out in like the foyer, the main area where your throne is.
Okay, so I slowly approach my foyer, or my where he is.
Are the rest of you going with?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Ellie's so confused.
Your son kind of sits slumped,
Oh,
gritted
right.
teeth in your throne.
Oh.
It's not
Okay,
him that
and
you need
I'm
to worry about. I would worry about when you lost your will as a vampire. Gallivanted around with these creatures.
so immediately I'm just going to describe what the group sees. Is immediately there is a shift in Rose's demeanor, and she almost seems like, not physically, but orally, like aura wise, just seems to get a little bigger. And she addresses her son and says, Takai, where do you get off talking to me like that? What have you done?
You know, when you get stern and angry, it used to terrify me. Because I know what you are capable of.
And I should still scare you. You may be my son, but respect and no respect has their consequences. So I will give you one chance, my boy, to apologize and to get the fuck off my throne.
Your words always start with me. Always remembered them and I always treasured them. None more so than earlier today. There's a time to be diplomatic. And there is a time to do what is in our nature. I'm going to need perception checks from every single player, please.
21.
I got a 15.
And give me a quick second while I'm getting everybody's.
Alexa got a 12.
I got a 3.
Fuck yeah.
Of course you did.
That's that wisdom.
Oh, I wanted to show you guys something. Where'd it go?
Mom, you're rolling too.
Oh, am I? Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
perception.
You said
All
player.
players.
Roll and then tell. Yeah.
16 and whatever you add to that.
So, 23. And Sybil, you said you got a 21?
Yes.
Sybil and Rose, you are the first ones to see this. And that actually makes a lot of sense. The one person with dark vision and
Vibes.
and the vampire lady. Although, obviously, this place is very well lit by multiple colored fires. So, it's not exactly dark. But the first thing you hear is uncoordinated hulking steps that seem to be almost dry and husking and coming from all ends, every staircase, every open door, as what seemed to be a very small army of ghouls start to make their way into the castle. Zariah leading them. He steps in
This is
front
a coup.
and he goes, "Gotta say, still haven't lost my touch. I'm gonna need everyone here to roll initiative, please."